Okay, we're going to have a look at the stage 5 assignment here. You don't need to watch this video, but it can certainly help if you get stuck on anything. Okay, front page, nothing all that exciting, just make sure your name is put on there. Remember, you can either print this out and hand in a paper copy to the office, or you can obviously do this all digitally. If you're doing it digitally, it can be a Word file, it can be basically any format where we can actually see it, okay? If you do a paper copy, so long as you do some high quality photographs with your phone, that's also fine. Okay, remember you only need that section if you're handing that in at the office. Okay, we get a nice blank page. Okay, look, most of that's fairly straightforward. There's nothing of any great note there, except the due date, which was also on the front page. So that's Monday of week 9. Okay, so as you handed out this video on week 7, so you basically got 2 weeks to do it. You've got 5 lessons in class. Look, it's not going to take you all that long to do if you get stuck into it. Just remember to email your teacher if you have any questions there. Notice that it is due in by 3:15 p.m. on the Monday. Look, it says in here, you can either do digitally in Google Docs, Microsoft Word. Just make sure there are some screenshots you need, so you need to make sure you include those somehow or other. Okay, the rest of it's fairly straightforward. There is a rubric at the back to check your marks. Again, that's the standard old sheet you've seen. So here's the start of our thing. It's not showing up all that well on this screen, unfortunately. It's a bit dark. What we've got here is a Google Earth shot of the football oval in the hall at school. We've got a position marked somewhere in the centre of the football field. We've got a due north line marked in there, but importantly we've got some corners marked here. So there's one corner of the football field, one corner of the fence line there, another corner of the fence line there, corner of the tennis courts, and a spot just outside the performance workshop. What we've got further down and you can read all of this, but this is just summarising it. What we've got here in this table is the bearing from O to each of these points. So the bearing from O to C is that angle in there, from north measured in a clockwise direction. And it gives you those directions. And again, it's always measured the bearing from north, around to wherever you need to be. Let's just move that across to the other side for a moment. Okay, we start with question number 1. You're just given these lengths. You need to mark them on that diagram there. Part 2, you're going to take the bearings, again mark it on that diagram there. Now, then what you need to do is somehow use those bearings to work out the angles in between each of those lines. Just ignore that north line though, that's not needed there. So you just want to work out each of those angles there. Moving along. Okay, then you need to draw lines from A to B, B to C, C to D, D to E, etc. Okay, what you're going to be doing is working out the area of each triangle. So you notice we've got a triangle here and another triangle here. So you work out each of them, and it tells you to use the formula that we've done in class, half AB sine C. Okay, so you notice this is a 10 marker to start with, so you need to show you're working out. So for each triangle, clearly state which triangle it is, show the working out and show its area. You do that 5 times, undoubtedly 2 marks for each one. Then in part B you work out the total area by adding up those 5 answers there. Okay, number 5. This time what we're going to be doing is working out the length of each of those outside lines. Okay, again we're given the cosine rule to use. So on your diagram, once you've done it, you will have all of those the lengths marked on your diagram. You've worked out the angles. So again, you're just going to use that to work out the length of AB, the length of BC, etc. Again, another 10 marker, so make sure you're showing all of your working there for your 5 different lengths. And to work out the perimeter, you're just going to add up those answers there. Okay, that's actually it for part A. So look, you get stuck into that. You might get a bit delayed trying to work out what's going on, but the actual maths in it you could do in about 10 minutes. Okay, it's not hard to do. Okay, we move on to part B. Now, you need to use GeoGebra for this. You can, if you've got a PC or an Apple or something where you can download GeoGebra onto it, go to that web address and you're looking for GeoGebra Classic 6, Classic 5 will work as well. You then, as part of the assignment, as on the Google Classroom, you see a link to a GeoGebra file. Look, you don't really need it, but if you're going to, because the only thing in that GeoGebra file are these numbers here, which obviously you've got on paper here. So in a moment, what I'll do is I'll attach a screenshot off my computer of me opening up that particular GeoGebra file. But look, if it doesn't, and with the table, I couldn't get it to work on just the online GeoGebra. You actually need to have GeoGebra on your computer. But look, you don't need to actually download that file, and I'll show you both in a minute when I go to do that. So you're going to start by actually entering those data into GeoGebra, and again I'll show you how to do that shortly. Look, there are then just a whole heap of things to do. You need to find the maximum Y value, the minimum Y value. So you just look at your GeoGebra file. If you get stuck, just contact your teacher there. Again, it's just a matter of very clearly reading what you need to do, okay? But remember, just email your teacher if you're unsure about what you need to do. Again, we just go through there and just follow the instructions. I won't go through it in detail there. And again, that's the end of the assignment. You do see the actual marking rubric if you want to actually go through and work out how many marks you should be getting out of the 48 there. But again, that's not too problematic. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'll just open up a video and I'll actually take a screenshot of my screen as I go through and actually open up this assignment. Okay, so if you've got the GeoGebra file, look, if you've got GeoGebra 6 downloaded on your computer, then you can download it. So open up the GeoGebra 6, then open it up. Unfortunately, what I've got here is actually GeoGebra 5, and it won't actually show that little table on the side. But let's have a look how we can go about using that. Let's zoom in on that a little bit. That's a bit... Oh, actually, no, we'll take it back. We'll leave it like that. Okay, so how do we actually go about entering those points? If you look at the first point on the table, in the cell A1 you've got 0, and in B1 you've got 1.63. What we're going to do here is just go, put a left bracket, put a 0, then a comma, then the 1.63. If you press enter, it's now automatically chosen the letter A for you. I could have typed in A equals and then all of that would have got it there. I take the next point, which is 6.43, comma 0.64. Again, press enter. And it's going to enter all of those points there. You can then muck around with your axes there and just get it rearranged so you can fit it all in, because the last point, I'll just enter that one there, it's going to be 81.02, in other words 81, a bit over 81 hours, comma 0.46. You can see that's just slightly off the screen there at the moment, so we just need to zoom back out of that, and you can just see that last point there. So what you're going to end up is all of these different points down through there. I said you don't actually need that table to appear in the GeoGebra file. As I said, I've got Classic 5 here, and so it's not going to show me that little Excel spreadsheet, or the spreadsheet, not Excel spreadsheet. But again, you could use the online version. So if we just go here to where are we? GeoGebra. Let's just go to here. And again, if you're wanting to, let's just go to the online version. So we can do the same thing here. Give it a moment. We don't need this calculator. Get rid of that. So again, we can just go bracket 0, comma 1.63. Press enter, and again, it'll enter those points for us. So we don't even need to use the one which is on our devices. You can see you'll do that quite easily, and again you can just sort of zoom back out until you get up to that last time of 80, and again you can fiddle around to zoom in on that. Okay, so that's basically going to get the assignment up and running. If you've got any questions, make sure that you contact your teacher.